There's only one way you can get away with terrible copy and have an avalanche of sales. What is it? Well, it's a really good offer. The trouble is, when you go Google, how do I create a good offer? You're gonna be swamped with a bunch of different garbage. And that's why in today's video, I wanna give you a very simple process that's gonna help you create an irresistible offer without using pushy tactics and getting more people to buy your products, your services, what you have to sell. Hey, what's going on? It's Jules here. So I want to tell you a little bit of a quick story. Have you ever been to one of those events where it's obvious pitch fest? Like, we've all been there before. You know, you pay $47, you go there, you see all these people lined up, really excited to hear their content, and then, you know, for like 8 hours straight of just pitch. I used to be a bit offended by that, but obviously now looking back, it was actually a really good lesson. And the lesson was that you would see some speakers who would have amazing people, like amazing offers, rushing back to the tables, and you would have other speakers where there'd just be crickets. Why is that? Well, it has to do with the offer. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts that go into this, but seeing those table rushes got me really curious. You know, how do you create an irresistible offer? You could go out there and spend hours like learning all the different ways of how to craft an offer, funnel hack people, do all that sort of stuff. I just wanted to give you something easy today. A super simple brainstorming exercise to help you come up with an offer that's irresistible and create that table rush just like I talked about at the start. And stick around to the end of this video because I'm gonna share with you a little secret that I use with one of my clients to generate over $100,000 in less than 48 hours without being pushy, without being a bro marketer, without any of that bullcrap. All right, and just quickly, if you've put your offer out there and it's bombed, you know, I've done that and it's happened many times. I love you to hit the smash the like button. Why? Well, because you're gonna see that a lot of other people as well have probably bombed their offers, and you know, it's definitely a normal thing. So if that's happened to you, smash the like button. All right, so before we get into the fun stuff of what's in the offer, the bonuses, that sort of stuff, key thing you want to think about, and we're gonna use an example that's happened with one of my clients. His name was Colin Boyd, was selling something called Self and Stage Academy. And the key thing is with an offer is that it needs to be a desirable promise or an outcome plus some emotional benefit. So like, what's the emotional problem that you're solving in the process? So something for you to think about. This is the context. So Colin was selling how to sell from any stage or virtual stage, like a webinar. Now, the promise would be, for instance, you know, how to sell $10,000 on your first webinar. That's the outcome, that's a promise, but then you want to tie in that feeling as well with this offer. So maybe someone's bombed on stage before and it was really embarrassing, or maybe 2 people showed up at their webinar, or maybe they just feel really uncomfortable about selling themselves. For Colin, his hook is how to speak and sell from any virtual stage without feeling pushy or sleazy in the process. Without the pushy and sleazy, that's the emotional attachment to the problem that they're probably having. So in your situation, what's the outcome they're gonna have that they really want? And what's a problem, like emotional hang up that they might have? And then how do you solve that? That's the first thing to think about. Okay, so here's something I learned from personal experience as well, and maybe you've seen this before, is that maybe you've gone through an offer and all it is just a bunch of stuff on a page, and it's like $500 value, $699 value, and you're just like, how on earth is that $700? Like it's just crap, right? A lot of the time it's just random info products just stuffed into this offer, and then they've called it an offer. There's a better way to do this, and we're gonna break it down. I wanna show you these easy steps to do it. Step number 1, you wanna find all the problems that your customers have. Now let's use Colin as an example because that's just something I'm very familiar with. Follow along with me because it's something you can do with your business too. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna list all the problems that are going on, all the reasons why they might not have success with what you're trying to sell. So with Colin, what are some big hangups with webinars? Okay, I don't feel confident getting in front of stage selling to people. That's a massive hangup. They want to make the money, but they don't want to get on stage and sell to people. So you're like, okay, great. You're uncomfortable with selling. We've got in module 7, we've got this visualization strategy. Oh, by the way, it's helped this person go from, you know, $10 on their first webinar to $10,000. I'm making that up. But you know, like you're just peppering in on module 7, you know, we're creating this desire, like letting them know where it is. Oh, by the way, it's going to be on module 7. There's a visualization technique to help you overcome your fear of sales so you don't sound pushy. That's problem number one. Another big problem, how do I get people to show up for my webinar? So this is the traffic, right? Like, oh, no problem. That's why in one of our bonus modules, we've got something called your first 100 attendees. And that's going to show you how to run super simple Facebook ads that don't blow your budget, don't require you to be a copywriter, to land your first 100 attendees on your webinar. So you see how we're listing out all these problems, and we could just keep going on and on and on. Heaps of different problems. So what you're going to try and find is you're going to find a problem, there's a solution, and then you've got a bonus on top of it, or you've got like a product that answers it. And this is where we go into the next one. And this is huge. And it's all about time. If you're selling to entrepreneurs, you're selling to business owners, giving back their time is so damn powerful. And if you have to make people work for what they want, they're not gonna buy your stuff because it's just an extra barrier. It's in the way. They're just not gonna wanna do it. Think about all the different time obstacles that someone might have to invest. Again, I'm gonna use Colin here in this situation. Let's just say they've learned how to run a webinar. All right, they've got they've learned how to present. Maybe they've got some of the slides, but there's still a lot of work to do. They've got to create a landing page. They've got to create follow-up emails. They have to create like more slides, perhaps. There's a whole bunch of other things that go into it that requires time and just sitting your ass in a chair and doing it. So if there's some way that you can think about, all right, well, my customer's going to complain that they don't know how to do this tech thing, or they don't know how to follow up in this sort of way, or they don't know the words to say in maybe a script or something. So you find that problem, like, I don't have enough time to do, let's just say, the landing page. Like, great, we're going to give you this template, fill in the blanks. Or you have this script of a sales script perhaps. You're going to include that in the mix. Canva templates. You can get really creative with how do you save your customers time, and using that as a bonus rather than just slapping stuff together because you think it's value. What is actual problem that your customer might be having, and if it's immediate time thing that you can save them, that's going to be much more valuable than just saying, oh, it's worth $500 and it's some crappy little ebook. All right, this tip is especially powerful if you sell something high ticket. Now, for people, coaches, consultants who sell a coaching package, you definitely want to listen to this tip. So damn powerful. You've probably heard this before, using urgency and scarcity. So urgency is obviously your deadline. So if you have a legitimate deadline like a launch, make it front and center, that there's like a countdown clock and stuff. That's super important. But here's the other thing as well that most people get wrong with scarcity. And scarcity is a limited amount. How many times have you seen on the top of the page where it just says limited spots, or hurry now because like stock is running out, or just some bullcrap like that? One, it makes you much less trustworthy in the future, and two, like as soon as you say that, like whole credibility is gone. So many people are sophisticated these days. We're not selling to virgins. They know what's up. So don't do that crap. Here's a better way. I asked Colin, I'm like, okay, Colin, you've got a VIP upgrade. It's gonna be, an extra 6K for the coaching program on top of this course. How many people can you take on in that group coaching program and feel like you can give them personalized attention? And he's like, I reckon about 10. I'm like, all right, 10. That is a number we're going with. Then in the copy, when you're explaining all the bonuses and you're explaining when you get to this upsell, for instance, like, okay, and for the first 10 people, there is a VIP upgrade. Why is it 10 people? Well, I like to give people personalized attention. Other than other, group coaching programs which have more people stuffed in a Zoom call than a jar of olives, I like to give everyone personalized attention. That way, you feel cared for, and there's all this support and guidance and accountability. That's going to make you get you results a lot faster. Something like that. Okay, so we're selling against the other options. We're spinning it as a benefit, and then we're explaining why there's only 10 spots. Infinitely more powerful than just saying limited spots available because. All right, one of the last levers that you can pull into this to make your offer super sexy, getting a flood of orders, is your guarantee. And the stronger the guarantee, the more sales you make. I know some people can be quite squeamish, and it can be hard to put all this risk up front because you're basically saying to the customer, look, you don't have to worry about anything. We're going to shoulder on the risk, an insane amount of risk. so that you don't have to even worry about it. That can scare some people because people expect more than just a 30-day money back guarantee. It has to be better than that. So there's 2 types of guarantees. There's a few more if you do your research, but let's just make it simple and break it down like this. You've got your unconditional guarantee, first one. Let's just say you're selling like a $7 product or a $97 product. It would make perfect sense for you to say, no questions asked, have your money back. Because think about it, would you want, say, your support team, or if it's just you answering emails being like, okay, I'm sorry, tell me why. They're like, no, just give them the money back, get rid of the headache, unconditional guarantees. If it's something a bit more high touch, it's your time involved, you're coaching them, it's a longer commitment, say it's like $5,000 to $10,000. Okay, no questions asked. I don't think so. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of time and money and effort that's involved, but you also have to give people certainty that they're making the right choice. How do you do this? Well, it's called a conditional guarantee. So inside of the conditional guarantee, what you want to do is you want to frame it as a benefit to them. That's the first thing. I always want to frame this as a benefit. Look, we want to get you the best results possible. And the best way to do that is for you to show up to these calls, do the assignments, implement, and slowly start to feel like you're building momentum in your business. You're getting results. All this cool stuff is happening. All right? That's how you sort of build it up a bit. Then you want to say, we want to generate amazing results for our students. Our success is your success. And that's why we wanted to create a double your money back guarantee. So see how I've pre-framed this completely differently from just like terms and conditions apply, like there is a refund, terms and conditions apply. It's all about the pre-frame. And then you can go into, say, your conditional guarantee, which is saying, look, if you show up to all 80% of the Zoom calls and you've shown me that you've tried to build a webinar and it was unsuccessful, you followed all the steps, maybe you've even come to me for help and it hasn't worked and you haven't doubled your investment that you already paid, I'll happily refund your investment. That's exactly what we did with Colin. And if you're selling high ticket, I'd 100%, you can get really clever with the wording. Instead of just saying guarantee, conditions apply, we said double your money, double your investment guarantee, which just means if you haven't doubled your investment and you've done everything we've said, we'll give you money back. Can you see that's just a lot more powerful than either just saying nothing or saying conditions apply with a little asterisk, which would just annoy the heck out of people. All right, so to summarize today's video, here's what you're gonna need to create an irresistible offer the next time you wanna sell something. The first thing is that what is the desired outcome, okay? What is the promise you wanna give people? And then what's the emotional problem that you're solving that situation? Then you wanna list out a bunch of different problems your customers have. You wanna create a solution to that, and that is going to be tied into your offer. Remember how we said like the cheat sheets, saving time, or maybe they don't know how to find traffic, so you're specifically creating a module and using that in your offer to sell that. That's what I'm talking about. The next thing is about using urgency and scarcity the right way. So framing it as a benefit, selling against other options, and then maybe say you're selling something high touch like coaching, you want to be saying there's limited spots because you get personalized attention. And the final thing is your guarantee. So decide whether it's conditional or unconditional. And if it's conditional, make sure you frame it as a benefit before you get to the terms and conditions. All right, that's it for today's video. If I've earned your respect, if you found some value, I would absolutely really appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell, and go check out some other videos I've created here as well. And that's gonna really help you out, become a better copywriter, sell more products, get more customers, get them coming back, and making more of each customer. That's it for me. I'm Jules Dan. Have a good day.